Hi guys, it's Andy from mcfcfantv and welcome to this new series that we're doing. And what we've done is we've asked for some of the subscribers and contributors to Man City Fan TV to ask them about what is their favourite film and why. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you episode 1 and some of the ones, the videos that have been sent through by the likes of Martin and Kian and others, and then I'll come back and I'll give you mine.
Hi guys, so my favourite movie I'll get to in a minute. I'll just make a couple of honourable mentions. Really big fan of Monty Python's Life of Brian and probably The Holy Grail even more. Love The Shawshank Redemption, which I think is in most people's top 10 films, and a film called The Pianist, a World War II film, which was I thought was fantastic watch. Also, the Rogue One Star Wars. Big Star Wars fan, from that generation. Wasn't too happy with the initial prequels, but I thought Rogue One was a proper Star Wars film. But my favourite film of all time is The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, starring Lee Van Cleef, Eli Wallach and Clint Eastwood. Now, Clint is probably my favourite actor of all time. Seen most of his films, certainly his westerns. But in this film, I think Eli Wallach stole the whole show. Very funny lines, a great character. But the story itself is a story of how humans treat each other, really, in war, and how selfish people can be towards each other. Really, really good film. The music, that is exceptional. The scenery, everything about it. I just think I've seen it a ridiculous amount of times. I know the script pretty much off by heart. And if you haven't watched The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, then you really are missing out. Okay, guys, take care and stay safe.
Hi guys, my name is mcfcfantv. Well, I've been asked the question, what is my favourite film? Tricky one. Tricky one. I like all kinds of films really, but I do like Star Wars, do like Star Trek, all the sci-fi stuff. But I'm going to choose two. One you might have heard of, one you definitely will have heard of. One is simply, one's going to be The Condemned, because I think it's amazing with Vinnie Jones and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think it's just an amazing film full of action. The plot line's not the best, but I just think for action it's really up there. And I do like Vinnie Jones as an actor, actually. But the one that I'm going to choose is Avengers Endgame, because it was just a culmination of everything, of years and years of watching so many films, enjoying every film, and just getting to the ending, the finale of it all. It was 3 hours of absolute emotion and absolutely loved it. I even got upset during the film, which is amazing or not. Yes, Martin does get upset, believe it or not. Us young 21-year-olds, do have emotion. You're going to believe I'm 21 one day. But yeah, no, Avengers Endgame, I just think the cast was amazing. The amount of, just think of all those actors and actresses that were in there. And it's still going to go on. It's still going to keep going and going and going. And I just think it's amazing. But I like everything superhero-ish. But yeah, Avengers Endgame for me. So that's my favourite film. Let's see what yours are. My name is mcfcfantv. As always, up the Blues.
Kiam here, and I just wanted to talk about my favourite film. And it's a 1997 Italian film called Life is Beautiful. It stars Roberto Benigni. It was also directed by him. It's based in 1939 in Italy, at the outbreak of the Second World War. And you'll remember at that time, Jewish people in Europe were rounded up and sent away to concentration camps. And it's a story of the journey within the concentration camp. The men and women were divided, and it's the story of a father and son's relationship and their struggle in that concentration camp. And more importantly, the struggle of the father to look after his son. It's a story of love. It's a story of sacrifice. It's both happy and incredibly sad at times. It won an Academy Award for Best Actor, won an Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film, and it really did change my view on movies forever, and it's something that will stay with me and live with me forevermore. Fantastic film. I advise you to go and watch it. Life is Beautiful. Superb.
So, over to mine. Well, I wrote a load down. I was really sort of struggling. There's so many on there, and I'll just give a shout out to some of them. The likes of The Godfather 1 and 2, Goodfellas, Reservoir Dogs, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, The Usual Suspects, Airplane, Die Hard, Raging Bull, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Saving Private Ryan. I remember when I saw that at the cinemas. When it first came out, it was just like blew my mind away with the actual cinematography, and everything just seemed so real. Jaws, Pulp Fiction. I mean, it could go on and on and on about it. But this particular film, which is my favourite, I saw when I was in Sydney, in Australia. And I was on a run of, I went 3 times to it was like a real arty cinema with velvet seats and everything else. You could buy beer and smoke in the cinema and all that type of stuff. And I remember I saw Goodfellas on one day, I saw The Usual Suspects the next, and then I saw this, my favourite film, the third day. And that is a film called State of Grace. Now, some of you may have seen it, some of you might not. It wasn't one of those big budget films, but it starred the likes of Gary Oldman, Ed Harris, Sean Penn, Robin Penn Wright, or Wright Penn, whatever you want to call her, John C. Reilly at the time. And it goes back to, I think it's 1991. But wonderful film. And what you basically got is Irish mobsters running Hell's Kitchen. Ed Harris is the main man, and his younger brother, played by Gary Oldman, who is absolutely phenomenal in this film. The young Flannery brother, and they run everything in New York in Hell's Kitchen. But what you've got is Sean Penn coming back, old-time friend of the Flannerys, and but he's there for an ulterior motive. And yeah, it's about friendship. It's about loyalty. It's about decision making, and what do you do when you're in a position whereby you might have to take down your best friends. And it culminates in the most wonderful ending on St. Paddy's Day in New York, and a bar scene that a shootout that is just brilliant. But for me, State of Grace, absolutely love it. If you've not seen it, go over and check it out. But anyway, if you want to get involved, all you have to do is send me a 2-minute clip of your favourite film and why, and send it to mcfcfantv at gmail.com. That's mcfcfantv at gmail.com. Send it to me. You might be in episode 2. But take care. Hope you enjoy it. We'll see you soon.